Year 1. Welcome to this week's science lesson. Today we'll be looking at everyday materials again, but this time we're going to have a look at different objects which are made of one or more than one material. Before we do that, I have 3 quick questions for you. You can shout them out, you can write them down on a piece of paper or on a notepad. Number 1. What everyday materials did we learn about last week? Number 2. Who remembers how glass is made? And number 3. What material is a marble made of? What material is a statue made of? And what material is an ice cube made of? Let's have a look at our answers together. So last week we learned about rocks, glass, and also water. We also learned that glass is made under very, very high temperatures or high heat. And we've learned that marbles are made of glass, statues are made of rocks or stone, and ice cubes are made of water. So if we recap on the last 2 lessons, materials we had a look at, we looked at wood, which was a natural material, metal and plastic, which were man-made materials, well done. And then we had rock, another natural material, water, so natural, and glass, which is a man-made material. So over here I've got 3 objects for you made of the 3 different materials, and I would like you to have a go at thinking about adjectives to describe the wooden chair, the metal grater, and also the plastic Lego. I'll give you a few minutes to think about it. Right, so when we have a look at the chair, it's clearly a wooden chair. It's quite stable, so I could use an adjective like stable. I could use rickety, but it's very old. With a cheese grater, I could say it's a sharp cheese grater. It could also be quite rusty if it's a very old one. And then the Lego could be studded because of these little studs at the top. They could even be colorful. Then we have materials, which is rock, water, and glass, and their objects. If you had a look at these objects, please just shout out a few adjectives that you can think of for them. Off you go. Perfect. Right. So here we have statues that's made of rock. I would think they could be quite rough, maybe old, colossal, quite large. Then we have the beautiful river over there, or the lake, which you could describe as calm, crystal clear, transparent, or sometimes it might even be quite rough if it's a windy day. Then we have our fishbowl, which is pretty clean and round. Anything else you could think of with a fishbowl? Perfect. On the next few slides, I have a few images or pictures which is made of more than one material, and I'd like you to see how many of them you can spot. We can go through them together. Let's have a look at the house. First of all, what type of material is the house made of? There's more than one that you can see over here, so you can name as many as possible. Off you go. Great, so first of all, the house is probably made of wood. So you can see over here, it looks a lot like wood that's just been painted. Windows are made of glass. The shutters are also wooden. We might have some metal bits over here, which is the lamps, the pole, the flagpole, also the door handles. The window frame could either be metal, which has been painted, or even wooden as well. So well done for finding all of those. How many materials can you spot on the climbing frame? What has the climbing frame been made of? The very evident one is definitely wood. Well done. And then we also have the rope over here. We have the metal bars, rubber stoppers on all of them. There's little rubber mats down here as well, holding the climbing frame up from slipping or falling over. And we have little plastic bits in between our net that he is climbing on over here. So we have quite a few materials, I would say 3 or 4 materials that the climbing frame is made of. The science lab. There's one clear type of material which is all over in the science lab, and that is glass. Well done. So as you can see, many of these test tubes and bottles are made of glass. We have a microscope here which contains some plastic bits and some metal bits, and also the bottle caps or bottle tops, which would be plastic, and also the gloves that the scientist is wearing, as well as his glasses for his scientific experiments. The cupboards at the back might be made of plastic. Okay, but I'd say the majority of the things we can see here are definitely glass. Well done. Let's have a look at this last image here. Few images. Can you start with the glasses, making your way around, and then down here, naming the different types of materials you see on each object? Off you go. Right, so after pausing there, let's have a look at this together. The glasses, made of glass and plastic frame. The chair is plastic and metal. We also might have some rubber stoppers down here so that it doesn't damage our floors. Lampshade could be made of a certain cloth or fabric. In the middle, the stem there would be made of metal. Although this looks like glass, it's probably just plastic, because if it was glass, it would break really easily. Our scissors, made of metal and plastic, well done. And then our hammer has been made of wood and metal. Very well done. So there we have a few objects which we've spotted or seen, which is made with more than one material. So we all know that objects can be made of either one or 2 or more materials. A very good example is the pencils that we write with. So the lead in your pencil is made of graphite, and that lead is covered with wood, a layer of wood. Then at the top, to separate the wood and the rubber, we have a piece of metal. So there we have our pencil, which is made of 4 different materials. I'd like you to now have a look around yourself and see if you can spot an object which is made of more than one material. Off you go. Right. So I found my water bottle, which is definitely made of 2 materials. We have the bottle, which is plastic, and the bottle top, which is made of metal, as you can see. What did you find? Well done, Johan. That's amazing. So I'm now going to ask you to guess the type of material which I'm describing. So this material is quite hard, it's quite rough, it's heavy, and it is used to build houses. What material might that be? It's a brick indeed. Well done. I have a few more and let's explore them together. So if we were to label them, this would be, I can label them for you. Yeah, this one would be a brick. This is a teapot, it's an object, but the material that the teapot is made of would be ceramic. Some people would call it china. Ceramic, double check my spellings. The box is made of cardboard. And then we have the soles of our shoes are usually made of rubber. That means we won't slip easily. Down here we have something we use every day to do our work on. That's paper. This is either cloth, fabric, and then the last one is a nice and easy one. This is something you find in the kitchen, and that is foil. So over there we've labeled all of our new materials together, and we'd sometimes find that something is made of rubber and something else. Okay, so let's have a look at our materials one more time and just try to remember them. We have brick, ceramic or china, we had cardboard, rubber, paper, cloth or fabric, and foil. And maybe later you can see if you can find any objects made with these materials or more, one or two of them. So for your independent task, I'm going to ask you to pause the video now and grab yourself a pencil or pen and paper or your workbook, and then I'll explain what your task is. Off you go. Perfect. So for this task, this is just the first half of your task. I'm going to ask you to list the 6 objects we've been learning about for the previous 2 lessons, and then today's 6 materials are listed already. Okay, so you won't have to name them. I've named them for you, but you're going to name the past few lessons materials which we've learned. So for number 1, on your paper you can write number 1, and next to number 1, please tell me what material this rectangular block is. Number 2, what material are these objects made of? The water bottle, Lego, and pacifier. Number 3, what is the key, the nail, and the trophy made of? What type of material? Number 4, what is this natural material which we find outside? Number 5, what material is a window made of? And number 6, our last natural material is, well done. I look forward to seeing your work on Seesaw later on, but that's not all just yet. If you need a few more minutes to complete this task, please feel free to go back and pause the video again. But let's move on to the extended bit. So now you're going to go outside or even just have a walk through the house. See if you can find 6 objects. I would like you to find 6 objects which is made with 2 materials or even more. There must be more than one. like the water bottle I showed you earlier, which was made of two materials. It was plastic and metal. So when I went outside into the school garden, I saw the greenhouse and I knew it was made of two materials. So what I did was having a go at drawing it on my computer. And then I wrote down the two materials which the greenhouse is made of. It's plastic and metal. So just like I did, you're going to find 6 objects. You're going to draw them and also tell me what 2 or more objects, what 2 or more materials those objects are made of. And I look forward to seeing your beautiful drawings on Seesaw. If you can even take pictures instead of drawing them if they're a bit tricky for you. Any objects made of more than one material. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.